Today's word salad is brought to you by Johnny Depp Private Chat. With what I have heard so far, I'm really sorry. I should have written this earlier, but I had a lot on my plate. I barely know what was going on here on social media until I decided to come down here on myself to find out what is actually going on. I know there are some imposters here pretending to be me just because they want to steal my fans' money and so on. But trust me, all that is about to end now. But I can't do that without the help of everyone. I really need your support. I know millions of you must be chatting with those imposters thinking I am the one. Please, if you have been texting anyone with your cell phone or your computer, I can boldly say, that is not me. You are chatting with imposters. So, if you have such people in your phone, please block them all. You can send me all the information you have on them, and I will personally give it to the FBI. You can click on this link and text me on my Telegram. Hello, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube. I am also known as Birch, and I do the scam baiting in order to give you a little bit of entertainment, but mostly information about how the scammers operate and what to look out for. It can be scary out there, not knowing what's going on. In some cases, the scammers are getting better. In most cases, they're pretty easy to see through. In our last video, I did a bit of a compilation of scam fails, but they were very, very short. In one of them, I presented to you a Zach Bagans, who is American, ghost hunter. And I had mentioned in there that the one that was copycatting a lot, that I actually had the scammer that he was copycatting off of. Sorry, that was a very messy way of saying, sit back and relax as I regale the tale to you of the real Zach Bagans. Very quickly, before we delve into the real Zach, I do want to make a little shout out. It's not a sponsor or anything. The music that I listen to and that I upload with all these is from a channel that is called Royalty Free Music right here on YouTube. My favorite two that I use in my opening and then my closing are You and I, and then the closing is called Pineapple. They're my favorite pieces, but I use quite a bit of their music. I like them so much that I even subscribed and joined their channel. So, if you like to just listen to some cool, chill music that either has words or even has no words, go give them a listen. I was going to say watch. I mean, you can watch them too, but it's mostly a listen. Anyway, at the time that I talked to the real Zach, he had 90 likes and 106 followers, so he had to be absolutely famous and real, because that's how it works, right? His page was about a TV show, and he had only been active on Facebook since the 13th of November, 2024. Again, very big red flags and surefire ways to know they're not real. Hello, how are you doing? He says. Yeah, I'm good. Which comment are you replying to, please? All. How long have you been my fans? Because on his page or something, he said that he was replying to a bunch, he had responded to me on his page, and then as you can see here, we'll zoom in, the real Zach is replying to a comment you made on a post in a group, Ghost Adventure Fans. I went to go click to find out exactly what that comment is, because I like to know what piques the scammer's interest, but they had erased it. And quite often they do that. Once they decide who to target, and once they've made contact with their target, they delete all evidence that you were even there because they don't want you to tip the next guy or girl or they them off. Well, if you were replying to everything I said, then you know the answer, dear. Because literally, I think I only said one or two things, and they were all very flippant. Thanks for the follow-up. You've been picked up to chat with. So, how long have you been a fan of mine? As you said, you are currently responding to all my comments. If this is true, then you saw the answer about how long I have known your work. No? No what? I did not have time for comments now today. I asked this, which I reminded him, which comment were you replying to? And you answered this, all. I'm not sure what you mean about having time for comments now. You are a confusing one, aren't you? This is a business chat, yeah? And so I zoomed in, I took a picture, I zoomed in and circled that same thing that I already showed you about how Zach was responding to a comment. What? Came the most intelligent answer I've ever seen. See that bit? Says you were responding to a comment I made. Yeah? So I want to know which one, as it won't let me view the comment. Now, as this was my very first Zach, I didn't know who he was, so I had to look him up, and I've already touched in the failures who he is. He's a ghost reality, a reality TV ghost hunter. And I also looked up he's a young guy, out of the US. There's a mini bio. Like I looked up all this information and I screenshot it all just so if he started trying to go any further, I could ask him questions about these facts that are found online. Facts that probably the scammer didn't even bother to look at because that wasn't his goal. His goal was just to get the very basics by and be able to scam me through that. Spoiler alert, none of this really came up. But I did my homework. Okay, well, have a think on it. I have things to do, I told him. Thanks for the follow-up. You've been picked up to chat with. So, how long you been a fan of mine? Yes, you said this already. What are you doing now? Do you have my Ghost Adventure membership card? He asks. Getting ready to go out the door to work, ? I said. Why would you like to know, dear? It is 20 to 8 in the a.m. Maybe you are a fans. I am a fans. How? Do you have the membership card? I don't have any idea what you are talking about. So he sent me this absolute bonzer of a VIP card. All totally, I don't know if my phone is a good enough quality to show you just how bad this is. But there's a place where you can put your name, your address, your state, your gender, and your country. And you can see how it's all literally photoshopped, or even use when I do my thumbnails, I take a picture and then when I edit that picture, I can do text on top of the picture And that's what the name, address, state, gender, and country look like to me. Like, that's what I do on my thumbnails. You can sort of make out a weirdo picture of Zach in the back there. But this is his Zach Bagans Ghost Adventure membership card. Oh. Valid until something 2027. So, at least it hadn't gone stale yet. It was still fresh and valid. Whatever. This what I'm talking about. How can I be a fans? How does that make sense? We recognize a fans with the card. And is very cheap, he assures me. I'll say it's cheap, it's photoshopped. What do you mean? He asks. Did you see what you sent me, young man? Yeah. Well, then you know what I'm talking about. Looks as real as the moo. No. Hang on. I practiced this word. Muoa. I think I still said it wrong. That you talk with. Okay, he said, because he didn't have any clue what I was talking about. I said, was that what you wanted my attention for, or can I help you in some other way? And the reason why I used that word is because I had Googled up how do you say ghost in African languages. And it gave me some Arabic, but it also gave me Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And so I was guessing maybe he was Igbo, or at least he knew the word ghost, the Igbo word for ghost. And that's what I picked, but he either didn't know what I was talking about, so therefore wasn't Igbo, or he's just playing dumb. Or both. I don't know. Yeah. Cool. So I wanted to know how else I could help him. It only costs $300. Thought you were trying to tell me how else I can help. You said yeah in response to me asking if I can help in some other way. What are you saying? Try to get the membership card first. What are you saying? The card sent to you, it costs $300. A fake photoshopped card. That's cap. For real, bro. I don't use terminology like that's cap. But, these kids are young, and so you gotta be hip and not be square, or else you won't get there. So I'm like, I took a page out of their playbook. That's cap. That's a lie. He said goodbye, and I gave my thumbs up, and I called him a moo-moo. And that was the end. Not very riveting, but that was my brush with the famous real Zach. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did like it and show you appreciation. If you have any questions or comments, I am so interested in hearing what you have to say, whether it's a question or just a comment. I do hope that you were able to get a little bit of information here. Definitely a bit of a laugh. These guys are definitely fools. They're fools for thinking that you are a fool. As always, it's scary out there, but you are safe. You are loved, and you are blessed. We'll see you next time.